Hi everyone, it's James here. Welcome back to Squeeze Fan TV, the world's only daily Squeeze vlog. So today we're going to do a fun topic. I'm going to run down a list of some of my favourite Squeeze song introductions. So just talking about the intro, so pre the first verse essentially, just a little bit of music you get at the start of the song. Going through these in my mind really made me think again about what a great arranger Glenn was. I think maybe with Gilson in the early days. Gilson used to help Squeeze arrange the songs. They had, they always had some really good little clever ways of introducing their songs. I've got a few here. I've got I think there's about 12. They're not in any particular order. At the end of the video, I might try and be brave and choose one as my all-time favourite, but it could be tricky. So anyway, see what you think, and then you can share your ideas with me if you've got some different ones. So the first one I'll just quickly talk about is the one that I use as the channel, as the theme tune to this channel, and it's Footprints from Babylon and On, which I think has just got one of Gilson's greatest ever drum rhythms. It's really, really intricate and kind of strange sounding, and I think it sounds to me like it was maybe overdubbed with different instruments, although we did used to play it live, but I just think it's a really clever, rich sounding intro, so I'll start with that one. And then we'll go straight into the big guns, and I love the introduction to Up the Junction, which starts with Gilson doing a drum thing, and then straight into the da-da-da-da-da. It's just so timeless and so classic. I do wonder actually whether the drum introduction was maybe a tip of the hat to Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone, which famously starts with that drum. I think it was Bruce Springsteen, wasn't it? He said it was the sound of somebody kicking the door of your mind in or something like that. Up the Junction has got a bit of a 60s vibe going on. It was influenced by Dylan and the band, so I do wonder about that. But yeah, I mean, the song's got no chorus because the chorus essentially just is that keyboard melody, so it's just really good that it comes in at the beginning. So yeah, we'll have Up the Junction, and we will return to that album, so I better not put it out of reach. Actually, yeah, that's the next one I've got on the list, actually. Slap and Tickle, the original version from the album, not the remix one that they released as a 45, which I never really liked. I love the kind of droning Giorgio Moroder type synthesizer at the beginning, or it's a mini Moog, I think, isn't it? It just sounds fantastic. One of the first Squeeze songs I ever heard, actually, because I bought the singles of Cool for Cat and Up the Junction, so I'd heard those and the B-sides, and then when I got the album, I can still remember hearing that song for the first time, coming through my dad's stereo and just being absolutely amazed. When I saw Squeeze recently, I saw them a few weekends ago at the Shrewsbury Festival. They do a really amazing version of Slap and Tickle now, and it sounds like acid house, years before its time. So that is a great introduction. I've got these all out of order, making it so difficult for myself. Piccadilly from East Side Story, which just has that great sort of darting little piano. It's just so infectious, so memorable. Absolutely love it. And then we've got, this is a good one from the first album. This is an introduction I really love. Strong in Reason. It just comes in with this little scratchy guitar, just kind of like almost like a sort of punky guitar, just little downward strokes. And you hear Chris's voice coming from far away because he's low in the mix, essentially. When I was a kid, I used to hear that song. I used to think, it sounds like Chris is just like standing far away. Like, why is he over there somewhere? Why is he in the corner of the studio rather than up front? Really, really clever. I mean, just a really straightforward thing. Turn him down in the mix and then just gradually bring him up. But a really effective introduction, I think. While I'm at it, this is not on my list, but I will just quickly mention, actually, The Call, which starts with the sound of a bell tolling, and you can hear this voice going, bring out your dead, bring out your dead. And then Gilson comes in with this really amazing explosive drum pattern, really fantastic. So yes, I shall mention that one in passing. Strong in Reason I've done. Okay, maybe not the greatest song in the world, but I think I Can't Hold On from Sweets from a Stranger has a really good bombastic opening, almost like a kind of stadium rock kind of, really kind of like energetic, and Gilson's drums sound great on that, so I thought I would have that in the list. Back to East Side Story again, and the beautiful introduction on Woman's World, which has that gorgeous chiming melody. which may have been lifted from a Jackson Browne album, but I'll get to that when we come to look at that song. But that's a lovely introduction. Always love this one is from East Side Story, His House, Her Home, which starts with that beautiful keyboard refrain from Don Snow. Just a really melancholy sounding, almost like a sort of harpsichord kind of sound, just playing this lovely beautiful melody, and then Gilson comes in with a drum beat and it goes into the song. Love that one. From the same album, who can forget the great introduction to I've Returned, which just starts with Tilbrook, you know, declaiming, I've returned. I think with a bit of reverb on his voice, and it's just really epic. It's got a really epic quality to it. Yeah, really atmospheric, fantastic. Okay, moving on to this song, which I know at least one person likes. I know somebody's left a comment saying that they like this song, from Cozy Fan Tutti Frutti. Obviously, you've got the great introduction on Last Time Forever, which has the Shelley Duvall sample from The Shining, which is brilliant. But I actually like the introduction to the previous song, I Learned How to Pray. It just sort of comes in with everybody playing all at once, and Jules is playing this really lovely, I think it's a piano, but it sounds like a kind of a piano that's been manipulated in some way. It sounds a little bit strange. It's just really atmospheric, again, very kind of windswept, very emotional. Love that one, absolutely love it. And we're almost at the end, actually. I've whizzed through these. Oh yeah, from the first album. A song which I'm a little bit ambivalent about, and we will get to it, but I think the song Out of Control has got a really, really good introduction. It's very theatrical. It's like kind of dun 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 dun. The only problem is that refrain comes back too many times. It just keeps happening over and over again. But when it comes in at the beginning, it's actually really powerful. And I love the way it then it comes dun 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 dun, and then goes into the into the main verse. Works really well. I hope you're enjoying all my impersonations of these introductions. And the final one, I've left it till last because maybe it is the greatest introduction in Squeeze history, but Take Me I'm Yours, of course, which begins with some kind of drum machine playing a little loop. It's just so instantly recognisable. Again, when I saw Squeeze a couple of weekends ago at the Shrewsbury Festival, they opened with the song, and it sounds so amazing coming through a big sound system, and the crowd went mad when they heard it. And it's great when it goes into that main synthy sort of throbbing. It sounds really Eastern and sort of Oriental and modal, really kind of atmospheric, and just a brilliant introduction. So should we call that number one? I think I will. Take Me I'm Yours at number one. I'm sure I've missed out loads, so I'd be glad to hear your suggestions for favourite introductions to Squeeze songs. Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like if you did, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the button now, and I'll see you in the next video.